Greetings everyone, and welcome to the update 1.61 review. As usual, 3 cars, new scape, new location, not too many differences, and that's about it really. So, let's just cut right to the chase and start with the cars at the update. So, that interesting chiptune noise of wonderment is the Nissan Qashqai Tekna e-powered 2022. Obviously, it's something that features a petrol motor that actually acts as a generator for the electric motor in there. I believe that's how the system works. So, it's not only is it an SUV, but yet another one that you can't really do engine swaps for. So, I imagine more contention for this. But of course, let's see if there's anything you can do to it. So as far as wide bodies are concerned, I mean, kinda, sorta, but I imagine the owners of this car aren't exactly into that. Anyway, as far as where you can put that on there. As the sides, again, remove the badges and I think the roof rails. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. The rear, and another vehicle where you can remove the rear tent and some of the badges and the window wiper for some reason. So for rear stuff, you can have a little spoiler, a rear wing. Not that I see much use for doing it, but it's there. As far as driving, it's definitely the least interesting of all the SUVs driven. And at least the CRV and the CHR were kind of fun to throw around, even if the noise wasn't as fulfilling. But this it really just managed to be meh. So, that wondrous little noise comes from the Honda N1 RS, also from 2022. And my initial impression is just looking at it, having never heard of it, is, hey, this looks kind of cute and fun, So for me, I already had the impression that this is going to be a fun little vehicle to try to throw around and things like that. So for me, I already have good vibes about this car. So, obviously, that means now we have to see if those vibes are indeed kind of confirmed with it. So as far as putting a wide body on there, oh yes you can, and that looks amazing. So if anybody has a series with these cars modified with this kind of body, I'll be in first in line to join. Just saying, putting it out there. As far as other stuff, you can add a little spoiler attachment there. It's kind of like a little mini Renault Clio spoiler thing. As for the sides here, again, you can remove the panels and the aerial and replace it with that little thing there. As for the rear, badges, stuff, and again, remove the rear window tint. It's interesting that we keep having this. Oh, and you get that little rear attachment there. As for the rear wing, there's the default one. You can go wingless. You can have this wing on there, and you can have this. So, looks like you can definitely have a bit of fun there with the wing selection there. Obviously, not the amount of variability that the Carry has, but still fun. As far as driving it, really fun. This is honestly another perfect example of something that is small, that's fun, that doesn't really need all the horsepower for fun to be had with it. It's just fun, There's nothing else to it. You go out there, take it around, there's a spin. It's absolutely fun stuff. And of course, with the wide body, you can go really fun with it. So, this is a nice little addition. I would not mind having more of these, because as far as I'm concerned, they're fun. And that's all there is to it. noise comes from the star of this update, the Nismo R34 GTR Z-Tune from 2005. So this car is an interesting story. So it's one of a few GTRs that actually got bought back, stripped down, and then built back up. I believe that's how the story goes. So really interesting modifications there and things like that just on the road car itself. So this makes for a really cool addition there. So now let's see how cool you can have, even if the 3 million credit price tag is a bit steep. So go in here and you can definitely throw a wide body on it, and you might recognize that wide body a bit. You might even think of a certain country and a certain track. You know, if you know, you know. Maybe you want to do that. So as far as the front end's concerned, you can have spoilers, some dive planes, some slight modifications to the bumper as well as the grille, I think. As well as the side there. Obviously you got these little sills there you can remove entirely as well. As far as the rear, no undertray, well at least the undertray is kind of tiny there. You can also remove all that stuff as well. You can see a little tow hook as well. As for the rear wing, obviously there's a default one. You can go wingless. You can have a slightly higher version of that default wing, as you can see there. You can also have this wing though, you know, just to complete the look. And of course a custom wing set if you want to really do your own thing. So I would say not bad. For 3 million credits, you can definitely do some stuff with this car there. And as far as driving it, absolutely worth it, as far as I can tell. Obviously, you know, for some there's still a little bit of that wrong in that pitch, and for some it's not exactly your super revolutionary handling car there. Me though, I feel like it's fine. It's a decent car. It's a very notable upgrade to the base model and to the previous tune there driving wise. At least in my hands, anyway, I feel like it is. So, like I said, 3 million for what is essentially a rebuilt GTR there. It is a bit much, but I would say it's quite worth it to have. Especially when you can also recreate certain cars from previous games. I'd say that's worth it all the time. And in this Japanese only update, we stay in Japan for a new livery. And that's for the Lexus RCF GT3, which now features the 2025 Anest Awada livery. And the biggest difference is that last year's was the Arnage one. That was the team that kind of helped with this. This year, it's Gainer, I believe, that's helping with running this car. So that's really the biggest difference there, apart from the number. So if you support Igor Fraga or this team, there is now the livery for you to rock it out. There's also High Speed Ring added to the list of tracks that Sophie can take on there. So if you want to do that, that is. I kind of meant to record this, but I sort of forgot. So here's what we've got is 3 new races, and that's the Lightweight K-Cup at Nürburgring Nordschleife, the Japanese FF Challenge 450 at Alsace Test Course, and Fuji Speedway for the Race of Turbo sports cars. So that 3 million credit GTR might come in handy for that. And of course, new scapes, which is, this one is the Lone Pine. And basically, it's low rocky parts of California there. All that stuff there. There have been California scapes before, but this obviously has much less city and more countryside, I guess, if you want to call it that. A rocky countryside. So yeah, that's it for this update, really. Not too much, nothing all that spectacular. Honda N1 and the Nismo GTR Z2, definitely the highlights for me. The cash, again, it's the first SUV that for me is very mid. It's just, the handling doesn't do anything. It's there. Anyway, if you guys know of any changes, you can post it in the link in the description below. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I will see you guys next time.